everyone, I am Erika of Beadingschool.com and you are watching Coffee Time with Erika, my weekly BD broadcast. And you can watch this. Today is the 9th of November. So if you are watching later than the 9th of November, 5 p.m. European time, then you are watching the recording. Otherwise, you are watching the video live and I can answer questions right away and we can feel like as if we have been really drinking a coffee together. I see some friendly faces already. Please let me know if you can. Oh, okay. Kata says, Kata, you answer my questions even before I would ask them. Kata says she can hear me and see me. And Niti is here, and Katya is here, and Susie is here, and Faye, and Sarah is here, and Christina is here. Welcome, dear ladies. So you can watch today's Coffee Time with Erika from the Beading School Club on Facebook and also from the Beading School Facebook page. The recording will also be available a little bit later on our YouTube channel. Robina is also here, and Lutka and Tanya. Hello, everyone. I hope that you had a beautiful autumn day today. It's already nearly completely dark here in Amsterdam, and as it's past 5 p.m., 5 in the afternoon. But yesterday and today I did not have time to go out. But yesterday I had a beautiful walk in our neighborhood and I was looking at the changing colors of the trees and I went to the park and it was a little bit chilly and a little bit, you know, when you can feel it's not raining, but you can feel the humidity in the air. But it was just such a nice day and walk, and I really enjoyed it. So I hope that you are also having some beautiful autumn days this year, this time. Today, I have two topics prepared for you that we can talk about. First of all, I would like to answer some questions that you have raised last week during the Beading School Academy First Impressions survey. And later, I would like to share with you some ideas how to make happy autumn mood jewelry. In the meanwhile, also, Martina joined us, Tanya, Aniko, Jenny. Zuzi says it's completely dark in Slovakia as well. Brit Marie is here. Brit Marie made a beautiful necklace this week. She posted it in the Beading School Club, and she said that it was her biggest project so far, and it was wonderful to see. And hi, honey. And Kata also posted a beautiful pendant, a bead embroidered piece. Both of the ladies, they got inspired by the Magic Garden box and used elements from the Magic Garden box. And I know that for both of them, it was a really big project and they came out beautiful and it was wonderful to see. And congratulations on completing these pieces, ladies. Big hugs to Kata and Brit Marie. And Anne is here. And Kata says, by the way, the sun has not showed its face for a few days and it's raining here, pitch black, but it's November. Might hate object ones. At least it brings us more beading time, I believe. And from the UK also says that soon it will be dark on her side. And Daniela is here and Nicolene is here. Lutka says that in Slovakia, it was a beautiful sunny autumn day. And Sarah, I will have some more information about them during today's broadcast. And hi, Marianske, and hi, Erika. Wonderful to see you, ladies. So first of all, I would like to thank everyone who filled out our little survey about the Beading School Academy and the Magic Garden box. It really helps us to know, like, if we are doing it right. I trusted it that we are doing it right. But, you know, all the little notions and questions and ideas, they really, really help us to always making it step by step better and more valuable to you. And also, it was wonderful to read that you enjoyed playing with the components and following the tutorials and taking part in the lunch break and so on. Before I would answer some of the questions that were raised during the survey, I would like to bring into your attention that as a little thank you for everyone who shared their opinions, I prepared a little giveaway still connected to the Magic Garden team. I am posting now the link both to the club and both on our Facebook page to the broadcast. So this week you can win a beautiful Secession Art Novel themed letter writing set. This is the picture of it, and also a tote bag. During the summer, when I was preparing for writing the articles and for preparing the tutorials for you, then I did lots of things to like bring back those art novel knowledge that I have gathered during my university years. I studied art history, and also to like immerse myself in the impression, in the feeling of art novel. So I was really lucky because one of the museums here in Amsterdam, for all Dutchies here, was the Allard Pearson Museum, was featuring an art novel collection. So I visited the museum to bring back that mood, and I already picked up something for you. I had already this plan that I would like to give away something for you. So you can join the giveaway in the Beading School Club, and you can win this tote bag and you can win this letter writing set, both of them in art novel mood. The post is between the pinned posts in the Beading School Club, so it's not on the page, but it is in the Beading School Club, and you can find it there between the pinned posts. If you have trouble, if there is something wrong with the link, it can be for the reason that you maybe are not a member yet of the Beading School Club, so you can't access the content in it. And Tanya says, by the way, that the rabbit is kind of nostalgia for the storytelling jeweler. Indeed, we had the rabbit as the logo in the story until we had the storytelling jeweler brand instead of Beading School. So please join the giveaway, and I would like to take a sip of coffee. And then I would like to just share some of the feedback that we got in the little survey. So we were super happy to see that the biggest majority of beaders who answered our survey, they said that the first Beading School Academy box is 10 out of 10 points value, and everyone, even of course there is always room for improvement, but I was really happy to see that everyone thought that it brings you lots of value. So it is really nice to know, and I'm super happy about it. And all of you said that you would recommend the Beading School Academy to your fellow beaders. So that's super nice to know. Thank you so much for the feedback. And let's get to the questions. I could not collect, of course, all the questions that were raised during the survey because there are lots and lots and lots of questions, but I've read through nearly everything already, and I tried to pick for today the ones that were raised more times or are really important for some reason to answer. And Faye says, I did recommend and my friend is subscribing. Thank you so much, Faye. Thank you so much. And Belinda is waiting for her first subscription. Not so long to wait for. As the first question that I would like to answer, many of you asked, when will the next box arrive? So the ladies are packing and working hard this week, and the boxes will be posted, will start to go to the post office on Monday. So then during the next couple of days, they should arrive in Europe, and in a week or two, they should arrive in the United States and other parts of the world. Recently, we have really good experience also with postal services overseas, traveling to the United States. Sometimes it's just a week until they arrive. So it's really just a little bit of waiting time now. And the next question is, I really liked the fact that an L2 cab was included. Also, I felt a little sad because I hoped for another shape. So thank you so much for this note. And for those of you who don't know it yet, the L2 cabs are art quality cabochons offered exclusively by Beading School, made by one of our friends. And not in every box, but from time to time, they will pop up in the Beading School Academy boxes. They are super beautiful and high quality and in beautiful colors. As I know that everyone has individual preferences, so there might be a shape that you like more, there might be a shape that you like a little bit less. In the first box, we wanted to include a shape that is super easy to use, also for those who like bead embroidery and also for those of you who like bead weaving. So we chose the round shape. What I can say as a little behind the scenes info, that the fuchsia level of the next box will also include an L2 Studio cab. They are really precious, especially during the colder months, because they are made by hand one by one, and during the colder months, the clay and the porcelain, it does not dry so well. So now they are becoming scarce, but the fuchsia boxes will include a shape of L2 cabs on a different shape. And it is a little bit trickier to use. However, I will come by an idea that is perfect for embroiderers and also for bead weavers. So I hope that you will like it. And okay, one more little information. In the first box, in the Magic Garden, both the turquoise and the fuchsia level boxes, they contained L2 Studio cabs, but the fuchsia level boxes contained a nice, completely new color line, the Fairy Glow color line. And this time, only the fuchsia boxes will have the cabochon, and it will also be a fairy dust. Sorry, not fairy glow, fairy dust from the fairy dust color line, a different one, not the colors that you had in the first one, but also with the little golden glitters. And next question. Oops, I'm sorry, there was a mistake. This is about the Beading School competition. Then a friend of us says, too many earring tutorials. I really like the Magic Garden bracelet, Sati bracelet, Autumn pendant, Primavera pendant, and Mariette brooch. So, at Beading School, I try to make tutorials that can be easily, and thank you so much for this feedback. I try to make tutorials that can easily be adapted. Even if they are made to become earrings, then it's pretty easy to make them into a pendant or to a brooch, or even connect several pieces into a bracelet. And to help you with ideas on how to make one specific type of jewelry into something else, every week or nearly every week, we are putting together articles called Club Designs articles, where we are featuring designs, jewels made by our Beading School club members. And they are super nice and inspiring to look through, because the jewels by fellow beaders, they can bring many ideas how to adjust a specific jewel into something else that might be more fitting to your style. Moreover, please join the Beading School Club, raise the question, and I will be, and I'm sure that also fellow beaders will be happy to answer your questions and help you with adapting the designs into something else if you would like to. Next question. We have received a generous amount of tutorials. I got a lot of ideas. Can you send some time as well next time? And I'm really sorry, but here I have to answer no. Unfortunately, time is something that is definitely I am lacking enough time. I would love making even more tutorials for you and even more content and everything, but I think that is something that we all need. And if we have a beader or friend out there who has a solution for this question, then I'm 100% sure that we will be happy if you share it. In the meanwhile, Chloe joined us. Erika says that there is no such thing as too many earrings. And my sister Yvette is here with the whole family, including our mom. Oh my God. Hi, everyone out there. Hi, Mom. Szia, anyu. And Liv is here, and Robina is here, and Manuela is here also. Ludka is saying hi to my mom and my family. Next question. The tutorials were all great. I love that there was a piece that felt a little more challenging, but that there were also a few easier ones. One thing I found a little confusing was which patterns in the classroom view were included in my subscription and which ones were for purchasing. Thank you so much for the question. If you visit the Magic Garden team in the Beading School virtual classroom and you select the article, the first article with the overview of jewels designed for the Magic Garden team, then you will find information about this particular thing. So the Magic Garden bracelet was included for everyone, yellow, turquoise, fuchsia members. Then the Primavera pendant was included for the fuchsia members. And then I added a gift tutorial, the Sarah earrings that was available for turquoise and fuchsia. And also I tried to design also the No One Has to Bead Alone Friday beading session tutorials in a way that you can take advantage of your little box and use what's included in your little box. So it's also, if you need more tutorials, then it also is worth to keep an eye on the No One Has to Bead Alone sessions, because that's something I would like to do every month, that they will use beads from the Academy box, not the special ones, because No One Has to Bead Alone is meant to be easily accessible by beaders all around the world. So I will stick to the basic bead shapes, but I will use the colors and I will use them together as they come in the boxes. And also this answers the question of those who were asking for workshops to go with the Academy box. Well, we have a weekly free open workshop. The No One Has to Bead Alone. It's on Facebook, it's not on Zoom, and everyone is more than welcome to join. It's always on Friday. And then we have a question. I would like a list of what's inside the box, and that is a super nice notion, and we will put together a list so you can easier find what was inside. And then the last question that I selected for today: how can I order something to be shipped with my box? When you place an order, then please select the Join with Order in Progress option in the eShop to make sure that you don't pay double for the shipping fee. And we will send what you have ordered with your next Academy box. And this time, since the boxes will start traveling on Monday, then you need to place your order by Sunday midnight to make sure that we can still pack it and ship it to you from the Beading School Treasury with the second Beading School Academy box. So those were the questions that I collected for today. In the meanwhile, Jessica joined us, and Sunshine joined us, and Jennifer joined us. Welcome, ladies. And now I would like to continue with the second part of the broadcast and talk about some beady ideas, how to make happy autumn style beaded jewelry, how to bring a nice, colorful autumn mood into your jewels. Let me take a sip of water and sip of coffee. And in the meanwhile, Robina has a question. I'm not a member yet, but I hope to soon. But do the people in the US pay duty taxes each month? At the moment, thank you for the question, Robina. At the moment, the level of the amount which is tax-free to import to the United States, according to my information, it's around $900 or $1,000. So if your order is less than that, then you should not pay import taxes. It's best to check the current regulations, as they sometimes tend to change, but that is our experience so far, that up until that amount, you don't need to pay import duty. And hi, Anita, and hi, Shirley. And let's continue with the happy autumn ideas. So, by the way, I have a question. Do you like autumn? I really used to not like it because that was the time exactly opposite of my absolute favorite time of the year. My absolute favorite time of the year is spring, when everything starts to bloom. But a year or two ago, I started to discover the beauty of autumn. And I think that the biggest thing what changed for me was my attitude and the willingness to go out and take walks even during autumn, even if I have to take an umbrella with me. And since I kind of opened my eyes to the beauty of autumn, then I started to notice the beautiful, colorful leaves and also just witnessing the changes in nature. And I would like to explore it more also in my beaded jewelry. And Faye says, for example, that autumn is her favorite season. And Connie says that she loves autumn because of the colors. And Annie also loves it. And Marianska says, I only like the colors of autumn, not the cold and the rain. And Katja says, I like sunny autumn days. I don't like dreary November. Indeed. And Jenny says, I love that the air is getting a bit colder and I love the colors, but I dislike the darkness here up in Bortrensade, Sweden. And Susie says, my favorite so far. I love the warm light, even fog, and changing leaves. And talking about changing leaves, incorporating some glass leaves into your beaded jewelry is definitely a good idea this time. And as you can see on the pictures, there are different leaf-shaped glass beads available. On the left-hand side, you can see the Sarah earrings featuring a 13 times 18 millimeter big glass bead. It's drilled from left to right, and it's really easy to use it because it's flat. It has a nice hole, so you can hang it easily at the bottom of your creations and give them a little autumn mood. In the middle, there is a picture of a different type of glass leaves, and they might seem a little bit more challenging to use as they are not flat, but they are a little bit curly like a real leaf. But just as the flat ones, you can easily incorporate them into your jewelry, just hang them at the bottom of a motif. And if I spotted it right, then Susie already included these glass leaves at the bottom of some of her creations. So I hope that you will share a picture in the club and we can admire it. So that is my first idea for happy autumn style jewelry. And then the next one, you can bring the autumn mood into your jewels, even with using metal components. There are filigree components, for example, in the shape of leaves available, and you can attach them, for example, on the top of a bead embroidered piece. But on the left side, what I have used on the back of this bead embroidered pendant, it is actually a clasp. It's a leaf-shaped clasp, and the leaves, especially this shape of the leaf of the grapes, it absolutely brings me into autumn mood, because this is the time when in the area where I used to live, people would go out to the vineyards to pick the grapes, also for winemaking, but also for eating. So that's also perfect for autumn mood. And here what I did was that instead of using this metal glass leaf as it was intended to be used as a toggle clasp, I glued it on the back of a bead embroidered pendant, and then I attached the chain for my necklace into this toggle clasp. And of course, if you have any autumn style ideas for beaded jewelry, then please make sure to share them in a comment. I would love to read all your ideas. Then my third idea, of course, like one of the things what comes to our minds when we are thinking about autumn is the change of seasons, the changing of colors. So an easy way to give this changing feeling to your beads is to use pendants, which are also multicolored, and one color is gradually changing into another. And pendants in the rainbow colors, they are available as glass pendant drops, as you see at the bottom of the Mallarmé earrings. That's, by the way, a design that we beaded together during No One Has to Bead Alone last year, and it was one of my favorites in 2020. So there I used this navette shaped glass pendant, and then in the middle you see a glass pendant in a metal setting. So it doesn't matter which type you prefer, both of them are available. And Ginny is here too, and Joyce is here too, and Debbie says, I love fall, the air is fresh and the colors are beautiful. So true. And thanks, Jenny. I didn't know. You say it was autocorrect. I didn't know if it was like the name of a Swedish area or indeed autocorrect. And in the meanwhile, you shared some more thoughts about autumn. And Danya says, I think that every season has his pros and contras. I don't like the rain that goes with autumn and all the mud the dogs bring in then. But I love the colors in nature. I love all the mushrooms that are going and the hot chocolate with amaretto. Oh my God, hot chocolate. I haven't had a nice hot chocolate for such a long time. And Belinda says, since summer has become the season of smoke and fire, autumn has become my favorite for the healing of rain. I can totally understand that. Unfortunately, like all around the world, we see the changes of climate, and indeed, in some parts, the summer is now bringing smoke and fire. But as Belinda says, then luckily autumn is coming with the healing of rain. And Kata says, I like autumn with all great sharp colors and strange lights, even the foggy part. But November is something I would love to eliminate. I have an idea that we should spend November by beading, because I agree that September, October are still nice, but November can be indeed a lot less pleasant. And we got to the design that caught Sarah's eye at the beginning. Here, it's in the form of a pendant, but the same design and the same cabochon, same size and shape of cabochon was used in the cover image of today's broadcast too. And this design was made to you by a fellow beader from Hungary, Vica Dobos, and it uses 13 times 18 millimeter glass cabochons that are also available in these rainbow colors. And thanks to Vica and Susie, the tutorial is available now on the Beading School blog. So you can just navigate if you have one of these cabochons, or if you and you need some ideas to go with it, then all you need is just a bit of seed beads in our most favorite sizes, a couple of half tilla beads, and you can go on and bead this beautiful autumn-inspired pendant. And in the meanwhile, Susie was so nice that she posted the link for you. Thank you so much, Susie. So it's already available on the Beading School blog. And next idea, not only pendants and not only cabochons are available now in these rainbow colors, but a little sneak peek. This is a little sneak peek of what we will bring to you just after the broadcast and activate the product just after the broadcast. for the autumn mood. So now even fire polished beads will be available in this color changing effects. And on the left hand side, you can see a color that would go really well, I think, with the crystal vitriol medium color. And in the middle, I am really liking this color in the middle. It's like rusty, like the rusty color of leaves blending into purple. And I think it's beautiful. I hope that you like it. So this is another idea how you can bring happy autumn mood to your jewels. Then the rainbow and the color changing effect, it's not only limited to fire polished beads, but thanks to all beads that the company that we visited a couple of weeks ago in the Czech Republic, you might remember that we had a little interview. I had a little interview with 𝐊�H𝐿𝐿, the owner and the force behind the All Beads company. There are now also Preciosa beads available in beautiful color changing effects called rainbow. So the crystals that you can see on the picture, they are Preciosa crystals. And then 𝐊𝐿𝐿 from All Beads company, he applied Czech coatings and special coatings to the Preciosa crystals. So this is the result of collaboration between 𝐊𝐿𝐿 and between the Preciosa factory. I hope you... How do you like them, by the way? These are just two out of the about half a dozen or a dozen colors that will be soon available. Ginny thinks they are lovely. I'm really happy that you like them, Ginny. And the next one. So if you were not into this transparent style of colors, like in the blending into each other, like in the cabochons and the pendants and the fire polished beads, then I feel that these color coatings called the Fiesta colors, which are like so rich in color and so vibrant, with the right combination, like as you can see on these earrings with the Picasso finish and with some bronze, they can definitely spruce up the autumn days. So the jewel that you can see on the picture, this was when I was playing with the Fiesta colors of the beads, and this necklace, this earring, it actually matches perfectly. Okay, here it is. And the earring matches perfectly this pendant and this bracelet. And the bracelet and the earrings, the tutorials for these, they will be soon available on the Beading School blog too. So this week, even if we are not in the holiday times yet, then this week, you know, like not only happy colors are cheering up the maybe colder and maybe darker autumn days, but also thinking about each other and, well, spending some nice creative time together. It can also cheer up the autumn days. So the tutorials for the bracelet and for the earring, they will this week be available on the Beading School blog. Sun is asking what are they called? They will be called Happy Autumn Earrings and Happy Autumn Bracelet, and I will let you know when the tutorials are available. So today we started this series of gift tutorials with the Tanta earrings made by Vitsa for you, and then later this week the happy autumn earrings and the happy autumn bracelet will come too. I also made these little cute earrings with the Fiesta colors. This will also come to the blog, the tutorial. I was playing also with a bigger design. This is also a matching pendant. I'm not 100% sure yet. I don't want to promise that I will also draw the tutorial for this one because it's more time consuming. I will do my best, but the bracelet and the earrings are coming for sure. And by the way, these Fiesta colors, they are available in the round shapes, 2, 3, 4, and 6 millimeter round shapes. They are available as the 8 times 11 millimeter glass drops. It's the same size that we had in the Magic Garden box. So in case that you would like to bead that one in another color, those designs in another color combination, then now even more drops are available. And the olives, the 4 times 6 millimeter olives, they are also available in the Fiesta colors. And many of you were asking for the olive beads for the Charlotte pendant. What you can see on the left side, it is a design that I came up with maybe 8 years ago. I was teaching it in my first bead shop in Slovakia, but the beads, the faceted beads, are not available at the moment that were used in the original. So I asked Zuzi to test the tutorial with the new 4 times 6 millimeter Fiesta olive beads, and indeed they fit perfectly. You need to make little adjustments, very little adjustments, and I included them in the tutorial now. So if you download the new version, then in those particular steps where you need to make an adjustment, I will mention that if you use the smooth beads, then you need to do this instead of that. And Connie beaded Charlotte recently, and she says, Charlotte is wonderful. And Jenny loves the lavender color. There is also a deeper purple available, and I love them both. This is so beautiful. And Kata, indeed, it's 27 millimeter. And this particular color will also be available soon, but we will need to wait a little bit for it. And Ginny says, when I do my volunteer job, I change out the jewelry for the seasons. Some of the ladies thought that was odd. I would do that. I definitely feel different seasons are good for different colors and styles. And I totally agree, Ginny. And we can totally see it, I think, in the club that this time, nearly all of us, well, those of us who live on the Northern Hemisphere, we tend to go for autumnly colors. And then we have, for example, our New Zealander friends, readers, who are now heading into spring and summer. And we can definitely see a difference between our colors and, for example, Faye's colors, who lives in New Zealand. And Ginny says, wow, you had a great trip to the bead factory. Indeed, Ginny, it was wonderful. And well, nearly everything of what I am showing you today, we picked up during that visit when we went to Jablonec and the Crystal Valley a couple of weeks ago. And then what else do we have here? Of course, you can't go wrong with a brooch in autumn. Like, it can be tricky to wear earrings, for example, or a pendant when you are outside. Of course, like, I still love to wear earrings during autumn and winter. I just make sure that I have, the rubber thingies on the back of my earrings so I don't lose them if I'm wearing a scarf. But I think having a beaded brooch on, or coats, or even on our hat or even on our scarf is the perfect way of wearing beaded jewelry even during the colder months. And Marianska is asking, can you substitute the ovals in the Charlotte pendant with other beads? And unfortunately, I don't know the answer for that. I have tested it. Originally, those were faceted 4x6mm oval beads. And now Zuzi tested it for us with the smooth surface ovals, but we haven't tested them with other shapes. I'm afraid that other shapes, like the ordinary fire polished beads, would not fit tight next to each other. But maybe using 4mm ones and adding some seed beads on the sides might work out, but I don't have an answer for that, unfortunately. And Ginny says about brooches, I wear more brooches in cooler weather as my clothes are heavier to support them. Indeed. Usually I'm wearing also a necklace or earrings for the videos. But today was, I think, the perfect day for a brooch, and this is the Rock My Heart brooch. And to make brooch lovers happy, we will also have something extra for the brooch and vintage component lovers from today. Also, this will be available after the broadcast, and we put together a little dangerous fuchsia box full of vintage style components for you to use during the autumn days. So I would like to show you what's inside. After I had some more sips of coffee. I love espressos, but indeed they are tiny, so I'm sad that it's nearly gone already. So those of you who like the style of these vintage components and who enjoy wearing brooches, this is for you. We wanted to come up with something special for the autumn days, and there's a lot included for a nice price in this little fuchsia box. So let's see what's inside. Okay, it starts with a gift, and I think that's a very good beginning. So as you can see, there are not only brooches inside. I got a pair of antique bronze earrings with a little flower. So that's the gift in the box. And then the next one, it's the Northern Star antique bronze brooch base. And this is a square-shaped brooch base, so it's easy to attach to it something that has 4 corners or 8 corners. There are, in all the filigrees and all the filigree brooch bases, there are holes, so then when you are finished with a beaded motif, then you can bead up and down through the holes in the filigree brooch bases to attach the beaded motifs to them. There are, if you use bigger beaded motifs, then there are holes also, and you can attach them. You can attach the beaded motifs to the edge, or in case of smaller ones, you can attach them at this point. So this is the Northern Star. Then this is a surprising shape, and I can't recall which motif did I use with it, but I already have a design which I used with this brooch shape. And what you can do is either attach the beaded motif here at the bottom, or cover the brooch base partially, and the top part of the beaded motif will be framed with the filigree. And Susie says, I use the outer holes in corners for hanging a glass drop in metal setting. And that's a wonderful idea. Just to go back for a second to the Northern Star shape, there is a little hole, so you can hang a glass drop in metal setting to it. And then another brooch. This is the 4-leaf clover, so another shape which is perfect for square-shaped motifs. Then we have another brooch, and this is a different style. It has kind of a safety pin on the back. This is better for coats, as the safety pin is thicker. But if you have a woolen coat, then this is perfect for it. And here you can also sew on the beaded motif, or if you prefer that, then you can also glue on a beaded motif on top of your filigree brooches. And then let's see, there is also something else, not just brooch bases. These are 2 pieces of filigrees, and they are the tulip shape. We call it the tulip shape, and we had this shape available as a brooch, and this is, I can say, one of ours and yours favorites. And now they are also available without the brooch thingy on the back. So, for example, you can make now a pair of earrings with these filigrees, or if you prefer, then you can also make a pendant. If you love vintage style, as you can see, I love vintage inspired clothing too, then it's also perfect to hang here at the edge of your shirt. As like in the past, in the 19th century, it was really fashionable to hang a brooch from the middle of your okay, I don't know the word. I'm sorry. And Ginny says, I often glue lightly and then sew on the motif so it can be placed perfectly. And that's a really good idea. And thank you so much for sharing it, Ginny. Sometimes it's tricky to hold in place the motif. So a little bit of glue definitely helps. And then there is added security if you also sew it on. Neckline. That's an easy word, but yeah, thank you. And then we have another safety pin style brooch, and this has a smaller filigree for tinier beaded motifs, Or, for example, if you have bead embroidered motif, then you can glue it on the back and use even a bead embroidered motif as a brooch. Then another favorite is the Lian brooch base. So this is how it looks like. And here you can also hang something from the bottom. And it's perfect for all kinds of shapes. Then we have, besides the brooches, we also have some clasps here, vintage style clasps waiting for you. So this is a tiara cast clasp, a toggle clasp, and it goes perfectly with the autumn style and great for vintage lovers. Then another clasp, a flower-shaped toggle, in antique bronze color. Then we have some more brooches. This is a brooch with a little tray that you can glue on the back of a bead embroidered motif. Then we have a new shape, this elongated one. And then we continue with some other types of components. So in the Czech Republic, we also visited the factory where they make the super nice quality European made filigrees. And while we were like, it's the kind of place where you go and you need to pull out drawers and dig deep to find treasures. And these two tiny filigrees, they were at the bottom of a drawer, of a metal drawer. So we brought back home a whole big bag with us. You can use these little filigrees as connectors in a pair of earrings, for example. What I would do here is that I would hang an earring component. I would attach an earring component here, and then I would hang a beaded motif at the bottom of the filigrees. Robina says, "Oh, I love the little ones. Hang a motif under." Indeed, that would look lovely. And then I got to the last three components. And on the warmer autumn days, when you are not wearing gloves, or recently I started to like gloves that come only until here, so my fingers are still out on the fresh air and I can use my phone and so on, then I still like to wear rings. And there are 3 ring components also in the box. So this is with a little tray that you can fill with glue and glue on the back on a bead embroidered motif. And then there are 2 rings with filigree components. This is the first of them for elongated shapes. And then the second one, I'm pretty sure I will use it for an oven, has to be the long design. And this is for a circular shape. So this is what is inside the Vintage Lover box. and it will be available for a super nice price. All of this, what you saw, it will cost only $21.99. So you would pay about 15% more if you bought the components one by one instead of going for the full collection. And are there any more ideas? Let's see my pictures. So we are back to glass leaves. So this was my collection of ideas how to make autumn style jewels. And I hope you liked them. And Tanya says, fuchsia box, come to mama. And today it's actually, if you would like to top up your academy boxes or just grab some components for your autumn style jewelry, then today will be a great day for shopping. As besides making available the little fuchsia box, we will also have a 12% Happy Autumn sale that will go on until next Tuesday's Coffee Time with Erika. We will, together with my colleagues, we will activate the product and the sale for you just right now after the broadcast. And then next week, I am coming to you and I will show you what's inside the second Beading School Academy box. So I hope that you liked the ideas that I shared with you today. And afterwards, let's go back to the Beading School Club and let's share autumn style jewelry and let's share ideas. What kind of colors do we like to use in the autumn? How do we wear beaded jewelry during the autumn days? How do we combine colors? What kind of components do we use? So I'm really looking forward to brainstorming together with you. Thank you so much for your time today and wishing you a nice creative part of the week. See you on Friday with No One Has to Be Alone and see you on next Tuesday. Take care. Goodbye.